Good morning. It's about 7 o'clock. I had a kind of a slow morning. It was a bit chilly this morning and I had a really hard time getting out of bed. So one interesting thing, they're gone now, but I had a couple mule deer run across right here and I never realized they kind of bounce when they run, and man, they make a bunch of noise when they're jumping up and down. I just heard a bunch of like snorting and like stomping around. I'm like, is there a cow on the island? Like how does this happen? But no, it's just a couple mule deer. They were either on the other end or they swam over. So pretty interesting. And yeah, I'm gonna get some breakfast and coffee going and get all this cleaned up and keep heading down the river. Hopefully it'll be a nice day again. I think it's supposed to be another windy one too. Alright, so for breakfast I have berry mountain granola again from Peak Refuel, and I got my coffee made over there. I'm going to eat this and get the tent put away and head down the river. It's definitely a slow morning, but oh well. I need to stop freaking out about the mornings and just enjoy the trip. Well, I'm pretty happy. This is the DJI mini mic, I think, and is what the name of it is. And it's just a lapel mic with the dead mouse fluffy, and it really helps with the wind. And it went underwater yesterday when I fell out of the boat and when I tipped, and it's working just fine today. So I'm really happy. I wasn't sure if they were waterproof or not, so that's awesome news. So it looks like a mess, but I'm nearly packed up. I'm gonna put my boots on, get the boat down in the water, and get things all wrapped up and get moving. It's 8:30, I'm ready to hit the water. So I'm gonna try to get some good miles in today, even though, a late start. But still, I got this current and I should enjoy it. And pay attention and avoid all the trees. That's the goal today. Don't want a repeat of yesterday, that's for sure. Could have gotten a lot worse than it did. So it's a little bit past 9 o'clock and there's just a slight tailwind, which I'm going the same speed as, so it's pretty hot. So I got the fan out and I'm doing okay. And I'm just trying to stay in the fast current here and work our way downstream. So the water is getting more and more dirty, and it'll probably become chocolate by the time I get to Lake Sac. But yeah, it's interesting because it started out really clear and it's just slowly getting more and more sediment in it. And there's just so much sand down here. So all the banks are sand that's been built up over the years, and it's slowly eating it away again as the river moves back and forth. And there's a lot of just I'll be going along and all of a sudden it's a foot deep and there's sand everywhere, and there'll be a set of like riffles right at the edge, and it'll be like a steep drop off. And as soon as I get to those riffles, it gets deep again and I'm fine. I just have to be able to get around or past it. So I have gotten not stuck on them, but usually if that happens, I have to pull the drive out and hand paddle over them until I get back in the deeper section. Not the end of the world, but they're in weird places sometimes. So there's a lot more river navigation to this than I was expecting, because I kind of got spoiled in Missouri where they keep the channel open and it's 12 feet deep and like 200 feet wide at all times, and really hard to miss. But this one kind of snakes all over the place, and there's islands and trees, and there's actually some you got to watch the water and make sure it doesn't get shallow on you. So a lot more navigational skills are required than I expected on this section, but that's okay. Just more of a challenge, and I'm enjoying it. So the wind really hasn't picked up yet, but it is only 9:45 at the moment, so I expect it to really kick up this afternoon, I think. So hopefully we'll skip the storms again that happened and distracted me enough to hit a log last night. But other than that, I'm happy. I'm scaring some ducks as I go along the corner, and this coyote took off out of the trees and tried to see if it could grab one of the ducks, and then saw me and booked it. But I always feel bad because I scare the crap out of these ducks with their young, and they always freak out and split up until I go past. But I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. Just got to keep going. But that was pretty cool to see the coyote just jump out there and try to grab a duck. But I ruined his supper. The river here is very bendy. Like, it's just going right back on itself, almost a ribbon through this section. Because I'm currently, I think Google said I was like 53 miles away from the Montana border, but I still have probably 120 or more miles of probably 150 miles of river left. So pretty interesting stuff that as the crow flies, it's not that far, but down the river it adds a lot, which is fine. I'm enjoying this a lot. It's about 11:20. I've been eating the last of my snacks, which is the pepperoni pizza combos, and yeah, just staying in the current. So if I was in an actual canoe, I wouldn't, or like a kayak without pedals, I wouldn't have to worry about staying in the main channel quite as much. But with the pedals, for them to work well, I need deep water. So I'm trying to follow the main channel pretty closely here, and it's working out great. So I'm enjoying today. This light tailwind is starting to pick up, which is nice. Keeps me cool, and yeah, this is pretty much the view. Just a lot of cottonwoods and willows along the edge, sandy banks, and just in the middle is just a lot of sandbars. But I've been able to avoid them today so far, and hopefully I'll do better. I can see them from a distance a lot better now that I've gotten used to how they look and what the signs are. So they're far easier to avoid after a little bit of practice, which is pretty nice, because getting stuck on them is no fun. So, because I sit pretty low in the water, even with the pedals stuck at or pulled out. So I have a lot of stuff in this boat, and it's very heavy. So it's noon now, and I got the sunshade up because the wind hasn't picked up too much yet. Might have to put it down this afternoon if it does get windy, but it's nice to get out of the sun. And for lunch, I have menu number 10, chili and macaroni. So chili mac is kind of like probably the most popular MRE out of all of them. So I'll interested to see what the new one's like. And yeah, looking forward to lunch. I've been hungry for a while today. So I'm kind of out of the big breakfasts that I have, like all the freeze-dried meals. I've eaten all the ones that I really like, and now I'm down to the ones that are okay. Like, they're not bad, but they're not like a big skillet with like eggs and bacon that I want, which is what I've been craving. So, but that's okay. I will survive, and I'm only a week away from resupply, and then I'll have a whole bunch of them again. So, looking forward to that. And yeah, just gonna slowly eat my lunch here and continue down the river. The river's got a bunch of islands in it right now. It kind of splits up into different little tracks here, and I'm just trying to stay in the biggest one with the deepest water. That's kind of the goal. Okay, so this one, interesting thing with these newer MREs is they've gone with powdered hot sauce now rather than the little bottles of Tabasco sauce, which is they used to have. There's just a standard salt, hand wipe, toilet paper, matches, and the gum, which has some a slight laxative in it because these MREs aren't real great for. They can cause issues. It actually has a little thing of Twizzler nibs, which I'm excited about. Kind of one of my favorite candies. It's got a vanilla pound cake, vegetable crackers, cheese with jalapeno, cheese spread with jalapenos, and a beef stick along with the entree of chili and macaroni. So it's definitely pretty obvious why this is a favorite, and there's an orange beverage base powder in there too. So that'll be lunch. I'll get the chili and mac and heating up, and I don't know, honestly I might just eat it cold because it's fairly warm and hot food doesn't sound amazing, and I'm just gonna start snacking on this stuff. So I'm coming up on the town of Poplar. So there's a train rolling by along the edge of the river, which is pretty interesting. I actually haven't seen hardly any trains on this trip so far. I'm sure that's not going to stay the same. The farther south I get, the more trains there'll be, I'm sure. But I'm actually like surprised, yeah. Other than like right at the beginning at Three Forks, like this is one of the first trains I've actually seen in a long time. I've heard them in the distance, but never physically seen them. Not that I'm not sure you guys can actually see it on the camera, but yeah, we're just cruising down the river. It likes to get shallow on me when I'm not paying attention, like right now while I'm filming. But I can see the deep water over there. So what I can do when it's shallow is kind of butterfly kicks. So the pedals are up against the hull when my feet are apart, and I can just go like a little bit and just flutter them back and forth right against the hull, and that gives me some forward momentum while in shallow water. And as long as it doesn't get too shallow, that works pretty good. So I can tell over here you got the line in the water, that's where it gets deep again, and as soon as I cross that, I'll be good to go. Yep, there we go. Just got to stay up against the shore here. So here's a closer look at Poplar. I had a train rolling real slow and come to a stop right in front of the town, so you can't really see much. There's 2 water towers, and that's about it. Just sitting there idling, waiting for another train to go by, most likely. But we're heading in this direction for a little bit till the river snakes back and forth another several dozen times. Okay, so it's about 3 o'clock. I've just been cruising. Got a big water pump up ahead with a big loud generator. But other than that, it's just been a relaxing day. Got a bit of a tailwind, and yeah, just trying to get miles. I plan to go fairly long today if I can, so we'll see how this goes. That was a velvet covered buck. I don't know if you can see, but there's another coyote right there on the bank. It's like the 3rd one I've seen today. Interesting. I wouldn't think to see them during the day. So this is the Poplar Bridge that I'm going under. It's a little bit before 5 o'clock, but there's nobody around, and it's still pretty hot out. So I'm just going to keep going, see if I can find myself a nice island. But I prefer not to stop too soon if I don't have to, because it is rather warm out and there's no wind. So setting my tent would be an oven right now. So my plan is just to keep going and see what happens. So that's kind of funny. I came around the corner, I thought that was a tent sitting up there, that green dot. Turns out it's a big like agricultural tank sitting up there that got washed down the river. I'm like, man, who the heck is camping out here? Like someone crazy like me? But no, just a big tank that got washed down the river. Man. So gonna keep going. It's honestly a pretty good spot to probably camp, but it's not quite 6 yet, so I'd like to keep going. So it's about 7:21. There's a church up there on the bank, which is very picturesque. I've been watching it slowly grow bigger all the way around the turn, but I'm gonna start looking for a campsite. It's starting to cool off a little bit. The sun is setting, so I think it's about time to get camp set up, edit the video, and get some supper. So I think there's a beaver swimming in front of me, but it's about 8 o'clock. I passed a good camping spot about an hour ago, and right about now I'm kind of regretting stopping, but that's okay. Just gonna keep going until I find a good spot. I've got some really pretty hills in front of me. They're the first ones I've seen in quite a while, so that's pretty interesting. They just kind of came up out of nowhere. So I mean, it's a very calm and it's cooling off, so it's not quite as hot, so that's nice. And it's absolutely beautiful out here, but I'm definitely starting to get a little tired. And I still have to edit a video, so woohoo! Gonna be a long one tonight. Okay, so it's about 8:30, and I think this is gonna be home for tonight. I guess got a nice sandy beach right here. I'm probably gonna set the tent up right here. Boat will be there, and hopefully I'll get a relaxing evening. So, gonna get to work putting up camp. Okay, I've got the tent set up, and I've got the food rehydrated. It's beef lasagna by Mountain House, and probably some freeze-dried brownie bites. That'll be my supper. I'm pretty hungry, so yeah, I'm gonna eat that and then get into the tent and get the video edited and uploaded and go to bed. Very exciting evening. But on the plus side, I have some awesome hills right here. I don't know, they're the first ones I've seen in so long, and it's pretty cool. I get to camp right next to them. Alright, so supper was really good. I really like that beef lasagna one. It's really good. So I've got the boat covered up for the night, and the tent is set up behind me, and I'm pretty tired, so I'm gonna go ahead and get in there and hopefully get the video edited and posted and get to bed. So with that, I'm gonna say good night, and I'll see you in the next video.